Apocalypse comes from the Greek apocalypsis, or uncovering. The first use of the word is in the Old Testament, in the book of Revelation. In Middle English, apocalypse meant any revelation or disclosure, a removal of what obscures. We won't live to see the heat death of the universe long after our star has gone out, but we are certain to meet the apocalypse. Apocalypse after apocalypse. But this is not a fate to be mourned. Unstable systems are destined to fall, and from the ashes begin again. Uncovered, reborn. This is a story of an apocalypse, of a great system extended just too far, and of the people who survive it. Hello, and welcome back to Wards and Witchcraft. We are picking up in another place and another time with new people, tangentially connected. Our new characters do not know that they have magical powers. Caity, would you like to introduce your character?
Sure. Mackenzie is very energetic and bubbly and very, very excited. She has a bright teal mullet, and she tends to put yellow star clips all into it, which go along with her Rainbow Road themed t-shirt and hot pink cardigan. And she has a lot of like plastic beaded bracelets, a bunch of different like plastic heart and star chunky earrings hanging off of her ears, a little bit Lisa Frank, wears a lot of glitter, very noticeable on the streets, and when she gets back to her own space, actually a pretty undecorated bedroom, a lot of soda cans on the floors, a lot of Doritos, and a lot of monitors. And stuffed animals. There's a lot of stuffed animals.
You are browsing through your feeds when you hear something strange that's been happening in a nearby area. What is it that piques your interest in this topic? What is it that you've seen online that you're like, huh, that's strange?
I think statues have been going missing, which people have been knocking over statues because they don't say what they should be saying, the wrong cultural ideas. They're not representing what they should be representing, but disappearing completely is new.
Yeah. And you are in a message board when someone uploads a picture of one of the statues that's gone missing over the past few months. Except it's in a cave now, and it's on the roof of the cave, which doesn't necessarily look like it should be able to support it. And your initial reaction is like, this is a doctored picture. But some part of you wants to know more. And the cave that it's referencing is fairly close to where you are. It's local. What would you do?
Well, I have some platform boots and a couple different types of cameras. Got my smartphone, of course, and then a what other fancy digital camera with high resolution? I have no idea. One of those cameras. I was just gonna like take some snack bars and be like, that's not that far away. If I share a picture of this, I'll have to share it from one of my other ghost accounts so no one knows that I'm in close proximity to this location. Still rack up the followers on that account. Still winning.
All right. So you head out. Do you have your own car, or how are you going to get to this cave?
I do have a car. It's a pink Beetle. I do have access to other cars if I have to be sneaky, but I don't. This is fine.
Okay, so yeah, you're not sure exactly where in the cave complex it is, but you do know the general area that these caves are in. And there's a little parking area. Are you going to go at night, or are you going to go when there are people there?
Sort of in between. People tend to leave parks as the sun is going down. They don't want to be caught there at night. But there's still this period of time when it's still light enough to see. It's just a little grayer. So around that time.
Yeah, and actually there's a couple hikers who are leaving just as you get there, and they're the only other car in the parking lot. They give you and your car an interested look, but they're packing up. And you head into the woods alone. Classic.
I mean, the statues aren't related to any other weird things. It seems like a really odd. I'm thinking it's maybe an unusual art installation.
Right? It certainly is unusual, and maybe it is art. Many things are art. So I'm going to have you roll the first skill roll of this game. And it's a wits plus survival check.
This is not gonna go well. Where are the text? And if you have no survival, it's none. Oh.
It's actually it's a penalty to this roll. So it's going to be a -1 penalty to your wits pool.
I rolled an 8 and a 2.
Well, an 8 is a success. And after a bit more hiking than you would like, you end up inside one of the caves. Using a flashlight or a light on a camera, you're going to descend down and look for the statue on the roof. And after about 5 minutes, you find it. But it's not the only statue that's on the roof. This place has all of the missing statues, one by one, put them on the roof, and on the floor, some sort of liquid. I guess it's time for an investigation check.
Not like cave condensation.
Perhaps like cave condensation.
All right, so that's what's investigation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it's 1 success.
Okay. As you are looking about the cave, you definitely think that this isn't water. It's like some sort of ooze or goo or something like that. And there is a movement from above.
So I'm using my camera, my phone as one of my light sources, and I don't look up directly, but turn the camera facing selfie mode
Okay.
to like look behind me.
Whatever it is has saucer round glowing eyes, and it's lurking behind one of the statues. As you are there is a call that goes out, and you hear the voices, a man's voice and a woman's voice.
I'm hitting video record.
And then there's a moment where something moves behind you. Even with the video recording, it's too fast. There's a flash of bullets, and you find yourself thrown to the ground. You are brought to a location, and that is how the government decided to stop you from recording things. You went too far and found too much and ended up in a small holding cell. People like you might have been disappeared, but you had an ally on the inside. Trevor, why don't you tell us a little bit about your character?
So my character's name is Eustace. His buddies call him Ed. Eustace is the opposite of Mackenzie. He's very sullen and somber and expressionless. And he's got a very stern sort of mannerism about himself. And he is a successful, somewhat successful stockbroker. And he spends his days doing that, working long nights. He's not very sociable, he's sociable, but doesn't have like a huge friend network, I suppose. And but he has very nice luxury items, like he drives a nice BMW, and he has a nice collection of watches. He's got a very nice condo. But yeah, he makes a name for himself for just being very analytical and calculating, and able to make some risky plays that that most other people wouldn't consider. Yeah.
And you've made quite a few risky moves that got you noticed, moved you up in an organization to an active field duty kind of position, which is how you earned the title and respect that you needed when the call came in that your sister had been picked up by Task Force Valkyrie. They essentially said, we have a problem. We've found Mackenzie Ward. And you're like, oh no. They are in the middle of an investigation. They've seen too much and they've recorded quite a bit. We're not sure how much they know. Would you like to come in and give the interview?
Very well. Best come for me, I suppose. Yeah, I'll come right in.
All right. What are you dressed as you walk into the, let's say, interrogation room?
I got like a very nice, just like a two-piece suit. It's very, like a no tie, but it's like simple colored button shirt with blazer, nice pants and shoes. He's very sure to make sure that his watch is portrayed or is visible at all times.
And of course, you recognize each other.
Eustache. I forgot you worked here. Government suits. What? Are you recording me and can I go home?
Well, first you'll have to tell me what you're doing here.
And I don't know. They, bag overhead, threw me in a van, brought me here. The whole cinematic experience.
They
I was
told
just
me
looking at some art and government stepped in.
you were looking for some art. What kind of art?
The statue relocation project or whatever. I haven't caught up on all the new tags for it yet, which you definitely haven't caught up on all the tags for it yet. Whoever's moving all the big statues around and putting them apparently all in the same cave nearby. It's probably some really cool, expression of how all of our old thoughts need to be buried. And
so what made you want to go to the cave? You wanted to see art, but how did you find out about the cave?
the message boards, the
Oh, the internet. Sure. Sure.
What is the message board that you were on called where you learned about this?
oh, that's a good question. The summoning circle. The summoning circle. It's pretty niche. It's homegrown, local art scene that touches just on the edge of like fairy tale horror, more of like experiences and not just statues, but moving statues, or when they filled all the fountains with blood and things that add a little bit of a sense of wonder and doom. And sometimes it's not just art and it touches on urban legends. So it's like creating new urban legends within the city today for future generations to learn about later. It's so cool, Eustache. That's my new nickname for you because I forgot what your real nickname was.
I wouldn't worry about it. So let me get this straight. So you were online on the summoning circle, talking to all your friends. You read a post talking about this cave where all the statues were going, and you decided just to go and take a look for yourself. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right.
And document it so I could share it to the very special community who is interested, get some of that digital karma points.
So did you share it with anyone yet?
No, I just got in there. Then they bagged me and took my phone, and they took my phone.
Well, I could see if I can possibly get that back for you, but you went to a place you weren't supposed to be.
There,
you saw something there you weren't supposed to see.
There are no enter signs on the cave.
What were you doing in a cave in the middle of the night?
I was looking for art. What were your people doing in a cave? What were your people doing in a cave? What? Hold on. Wait a minute. There was a thing that there are some real creepy eyeballs. What was the government doing in the cave? You don't even step in when we knock over the Christopher Columbus statues. Like, that's cool. But this is the same thing, and you're all...
No, I don't deal with the whole statue thing, but that's a whole other department. You saw some eyes. Can you be more specific?
There were big saucer eyes, maybe giant goggles. I don't know. And then there were gunshots in a cave in a close environment with another innocent bystander nearby. What are you shooting at the statues for? And is this part of the installation? Because I could write some really cool debrief.
No, so Mac, so let's just put it this way. You're lucky so all the statues were in the cave because we were destroying them. And unfortunately, you were lucky. Well, not unfortunately, but you were fortunately were not caught in the crossfire. It's why we were in the cave is like, just shoot a bunch of live ammo, destroy all the statues, no press release, keep it down quiet,
All right. Sounds like an opposed subterfuge check. And
yeah.
I'm going to have to give you a -3 penalty there, Eustace.
All right. So let it be manipulation subterfuge.
Sounds good to me.
Right.
And wits empathy.
Wits subterfuge, actually.
Okay.
Subterfuge is also detecting lies.
I see. One.
We said -3, right? Oh boy. 0.
Right. It's a bad story. And even though you're a little bit flustered, you can tell that he's lying. But at the same time, there's got to be a call. Are you going to let Mackenzie go? You know that there are agents waiting outside. They definitely already wiped the phone, but
all right. Well,
if you want, so you're destroying these statues. If you need to find more statues to destroy, the summoning circle has been talking about lots of other statues, which are still statues, I guess.
We'll certainly be looking into the summoning circle and
with me,
all the members that are on it.
It's bring your sister to work day, apparently, because I'm here. It's either I get to go with my phone or I get to stay with my phone.
Oh, you're gonna get your phone back.
And either way, you get to learn more about this cool government-sponsored craft project.
All right. Well, so if you were to leave here, you'd go straight home? You're gonna promise me that? You're not gonna be going in any caves or any dwellings or any weird places to get up with your shenanigans in your pink beetle.
I have my own weird place to get up to my own shenanigans. I won't go. I will go straight home after leaving this location. Because I probably have to charge my phone because you knows what buddies have been doing to it.
No? All right. Well,
see if they can get through anyway. I've got security on my phone. We'll see what they can do.
All right, Mac. This has been fun. We will meet again shortly, I'm sure.
Don't we have like dinner at our aunt's house? Like
yeah, that's what I meant. Shortly. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And you are released from what is otherwise a regular looking office building. It seems that your phone has been factory reset and you're didn't think that was possible with the security that you had in place, but all of your pictures, all of your contacts, they're all gone.
I immediately turn around and walk back into the building.
Yeah, there's security guards and stuff.
Okay. All right. This is fine. I don't say it out loud, but like, this is why you have backups, Kenzie. This is why you have backups. So it's really only the last like 12 hours that's not on the phone.
Yeah, so you head back home, and Eustace, you're given a talking to by your superiors, like, all right, if this blows back, I guess it's on you. We called you in as a favor, so I hope it all works out.
I do too. I don't think she saw anything, or at least nothing worthwhile.
Yeah. And what is your current job? What are you working on with your partner at the agency?
We're looking at some weird and anomalies that are flipping up throughout the city. So we're able to measure these weird energy fluctuations nearby, but we have no idea what they are. So that's what we're doing. So we're looking into that.
Yeah. When you return to work the next day, your partner doesn't report for work, and the papers about the anomalies are just like scattered all over his desk.
I'm sure I have his number. I'll give him a ring, call him real quick.
There's no answer.
I'll go to another coworker or colleague and ask them if they've seen him.
They're pretty sure that he was here last night. Actually, he was working late into the night. Some sort of disturbance. One of the readings was off the charts or something like that.
Yeah. I head back to his desk and take a little look at the papers on his desk.
Yeah, roll maybe a investigate. Actually, why don't you make it a science check? It's an intelligence science roll.
So I can have science. So I can use just intelligence -1.
Well, -3 because science is a mental skill, but yes.
Oh, right. So this would be a chance die. Oh, yeah. I got 2 successes on that.
It is the top paper, and it is got a big circle around the nearby cave system. Mackenzie, when you return home, you find that the summoning circle has really like exploded in messages.
Sorry.
It turns out that all of the missing statues have returned. And some of them were like real racist, real upsetting kind of people, but they're all back. And there's like pictures, people walking around in daylight, looking at them, and a few of them have bullet holes in them.
And they move them so fast that anyone's seeing.
You also have a private encrypted message from another user on the site.
Okay. Yeah. Clearly, Eustace's work is not destroying these statues. Yeah, I'll read the message.
All right. It's kind of like a riddle. You have to follow it for a while and parse it out. Why don't you give me an intelligence plus academics roll?
3 successes.
Okay. You figure it out pretty quickly. Like, you figure out that there's actually some hidden meaning inside there. There's a code that is repeated. It's the number 0. In several of the riddles, they all reference a number 0. Zero's an invisible number is one of the things that is referenced. 0 cannot be found. We cannot be found. You think that the ultimate message that is hidden inside this chain of riddles is that you need to disappear, and that there is someone out there who knows what happened with the statues, that there is someone who's trying to contact you and tell you something about them. They imply that you could meet them tonight at 8 o'clock if you follow a series of instructions.
This is exactly the type of thing that Eustace would not want, but I did go home first. I really don't like the idea that someone connected my adventures back to my online persona
So quickly, too.
so quickly. I'm going to do a series of updating accounts and using new VPNs and checking through all my security stuff and locations. And
yeah, give me a wits computers check.
Yeah. And it includes one of my what are they called, asset skills. So I get to reroll 9s. So I still have two successes.
You can't tell how they were able to access what you were doing last night, but you are pretty sure that the user that sent this message is not someone who had been on the platform before today. But the more you follow the username, the more it pops up. The username is Dark Souls 0, which is a video game. Would be pretty commonplace. But it pops up on a lot of platforms that aren't necessarily about video games, more supernatural and occult websites. It typically makes a couple posts and then it disappears.
So that was just my online investigation, right? Check. I can't really investigate more.
You can definitely investigate more.
Yeah, I want to see okay, is this person local? Can I figure out what their location is, or
you can roll for it. Yeah, you can definitely roll computers check, intelligence computers.
So 1, 2, 4 successes.
So you find out that the location data, when it is available, is pinged from different locations all around the world. You're pretty sure that it's got something to, someone is using a VPN is using false signals, which is someone who's fairly proficient in computers like yourself. You don't immediately see where they are on the web or who they are on the web, but you start to get the impression as you are looking through this data that this account has only been around for the past couple years or so. And that the more you try to like figure out not its location through location tags, but the events that it's talking about, they're all local. And your locale is Washington, D.C. And that's where we're going to end this session.
Definitely no mayhem in Washington, D.C.
Super safe. So this has been just kind of like how your characters got to the point where the story starts. We're going to do another little session 0 of how this adventure ends and what comes next for these characters.
Cool.
We'll see you then.